Welcome to another stage analysis video. It's Sunday the 25th of May 2025. I'm going to start off this weekend's video with a look at the US watchlist stocks before getting into the regular features. This is the S&P 500 chart at the moment. I wanted to briefly highlight this before getting into the watchlist stocks, actually, just to show that we're very, very close to the stage 2 level, and hence why the watch list is starting with a number of large cap stocks this week, as with the major indexes, Nasdaq 100 and the S&P 500 within a 2 or 3% of the stage 2 level themselves. We've seen multiple of the mega caps also approaching their stage 2 levels as well, and so obviously makes it important to look at their positions currently, where they are at the moment. So Tesla currently in a stage 1 situation at the moment, came out, had a brief move into stage 4 and has rose back above its 200-day recently, but with the V-type bottom on this, it started to the stage 2 level has been gradually dropping over time, and then the previous week's close is now the stage 2 level, as you can see here on the chart on the stage analysis website. So it's the closing price from the previous week here. So previously it was, I think the 13-week bar is around here, so it cycles through a 13-week cycle. So distance from the 200-day moving average, the 13-week cycle, the SATA score needs to be 6 or higher as well. So we're now the stage 2 level is now settled into this position, and that will, because of the highest move within the last quarter there, and where the 200-day moving averages, etc., that level will remain for the next few months now. So if it does manage to continue, if it does start to pull back further, move back in towards its 200-day moving average or lower even, that level, this level here will be the stage 2 level for a while now. So exact level on that currently is 349.98. So we want to start seeing a strong move above the 350 level. So you can see here at the moment, with the last few weeks, this is consolidated in a relatively tight pattern. You see the plus 1 ATR level from its 21-day moving average is just sitting slightly above that. So if it did dip into this zone, then a move back through that 1 ATR level would also be an interesting point for a potential pullback entry point there. So you don't necessarily have to be buying breakouts at the stage 2 level. Pullback entries in these kind of scenarios are much more often a better place to be getting in. If we drop down to a lower time frame on this, it's the 2 hour or the 30-minute even, you can see the range that this has been in. So it was just highlighting the 21-day moving average is down around this area at the moment, 314 something, I believe. So if it did dip down into here, then we'd be looking for somewhere in this area for a potential pullback entry to develop. But if we do start to see a quick move up through here, as we said, the stage 2 levels around the 350 area at the moment, which would start pushing it out of the top of this range. So coming back onto the weekly chart here, you can see the SATA score moved above the plus 6 a few weeks ago, is up to an 8 at the moment. So moved to a 7 and then an 8. So we're in stage 1 currently here. It's one of the stronger stocks within the automobile manufacturers group, BYD leading at the moment. So that has been particularly strong over the last few months. I think I highlighted it last on Twitter at this point. So over the last 5-6 weeks or so, that's continued to push higher, and you can see it's actually up 121% since its stage 2 breakout 56 weeks ago, which started back in May, no, that's the current day, started back in April 2024. So that's been going in stage 2 for a while there. So coming back to Tesla here. All right, let's move on. Google, another one from the mega caps at the moment, which is approaching its stage 2 level. You can see the stage 2 level here is a bit more, seems a little bit more random, but it comes back to this level over here from the last quarter. So above that 200-day moving average, the quarterly, weekly closing high there. So that again would start to change over time as well. But at the moment we've got, let's get that 40-week moving average on there. So it's sitting just above that level there. So as we can see, it's the pivot high from over in this area, and then other than that, last week's close, once that starts to drop off in the coming weeks, would be the highest value. But you can see that's below the 40-week moving average and the 200-day moving average there. So it would remain above that level. So coming back into the daily chart here, we're looking for a move with Google up through this 173, 174 area through here, which put the ATR levels on this as well. You can see it just pull back into the 1 ATR level at the moment. So again, a rebound back through here and back through the 200-day moving average would be particularly interesting on this. And on the lower time frames on the intraday, go down to a 195 minute first. You can see since the move up, April 9th move, it has been grinding its way through a stage 1 and starting to edge its way out into stage 2 on this lower time frame, as well as on the starting to move back towards its 200-day moving average here on the daily. So as I said, looking for this to move up through this 174 area particularly, potentially start to move into stage 2 if that is the case. Next up is HIMS. So this one been in the watch list a few times, so of late, as it started to pop back through here again, back through the 1 ATR level there strongly after a small base at the 200-day moving average, and rebounding back through this bit of a punch bowl look to this. Is a very sharp move up, so not so much a cup as a very steep move, but it has pulled back. We've consolidated relatively calmly on the pullback here, managed to hold the little breakdown move, so above the 1A, well, just below the 1 ATR level there. So if it did start to pop back through that area, then that would be of interest. Again, if we could drop down to a lower time frame, start with a 195, you can see it's just pulled back into the moving average there. We go down to the 30-minute time frame on this, you see the top of that range there, just up through the 56. So we started to see a strong move through that area. Then ideally with some strong relative volume as well, moving average would start to turn at that point. We'd have a intraday stage 2 attempt, and hence we'd be just moving back through this level here. So that's your potential pullback entry area there. If it does manage to hold through this, if it obviously starts to drop back through that 21-day, then it could be on for a deeper test. But at the moment, looking for a rebound back through that area, specifically just back through that little 1 ATR area there, and then could potentially go for a test up towards the upper end of this, obviously relative, as I said, very tight cup and handle pattern, so more of a punch bowl pattern with that one at the moment.